Today's postcard is from one of the most unique attractions, villages in the whole of Britain. We're in Portmerion. Set in stunning scenery on the coast of the county of Merioneth, lies the location for the cult television series The Prisoner, first broadcast in 1967. Portmerion was designed and built by Sir Clough Williams Ellis, and the ancestral thread is carried on by his grandson, Robin Llewellyn. Robin, your grandfather's vision, where did it come from, do you think?
Well, his idea for building the village was that he was intent on showing that you could actually develop a naturally beautiful site without spoiling it, because as a very keen conservationist and environmentalist, he wanted to demonstrate that one could actually preserve the beauty of the countryside and still develop it.
And you don't get much more beautiful than this estuary coming in here, and the hills and further beyond the mountains, and obviously this natural escarpment of rock.
That's right.
Why the Italian favour?
Well, he was very much influenced by travels around the coast of Italy in the early years of this century, where he saw the vernacular architecture blending in so well with the natural scenery and actually embellishing the countryside. And he also felt that the scenery here was quite typically Mediterranean in character, and thought he might play up to this quirk of nature.
So what was here, first of all, for him to build on? Apart from the scenery, were there any of the buildings here or here for him to, start on?
Yes, there were three buildings here, in fact. There was the old mansion house, which is now the main building of the hotel.
And that's just here? Yeah.
And there was a stable block and a gardener's bothy. And other than that, on the periphery of the village, there was Castell Deudraeth, a Victorian folly castle.
When he first had this idea, did people think he was mad?
Well, it took him a long time to sort of get the whole place going, but it was considered in the 20s to be, one of the sort of eccentric developments in the UK, and everyone thought that he should stop. They kept telling him, don't build any more, you'll spoil it. But he carried on for the next 50 years.
And he started this when? In the 1920s?
1925.
And when did he finish? Or
1972.
So he finished 1972. So when he passed on, was he a happy man that he felt his vision was complete?
Yes, he was. He lived for about 5 years until the age of 95, having finished the place. And he would always say that there was no one more surprised than he was that it was actually completed.
And has the family always lived here since?
Well, he was, his ancestral home was about 5 miles from here, and that's where we were brought up. He never actually lived here at Portmerion. He didn't want to waste accommodation.
Very thrifty. One would say he could have come from Cardiganshire with that kind of attitude. But what about the land itself that he was able to build on it? Did it actually belong to the family, or did he have to go and buy it?
He bought it. He inherited the old family house in Llanrothan when he was quite young, and he spent about 20 years searching for a suitable site to build the village he was intent on. He thought initially it would have to be on an island somewhere, but that proved to be impractical, and anyway he couldn't find one. But he was offered this estate in the 20s by his great-uncle and bought it for a very modest amount because it was completely overgrown. It had been let to seed by a mad old woman who used to keep dogs in the mirror room and buried them in the dog cemetery called Adelaide Haig.
Now, when is a boat not a boat? I suppose when it's this, Robin, isn't it?
Yes. Well, this was the Merioneth originally, Clough's ketch, which was wrecked in the 1930s.
So was it a boat once then?
It was,
it
yes.
was.
This is where he used to stay when he was beginning to build Portmerion. And he was a keen amateur sailor and had sailed all around the coasts of Britain, Ireland, looking for his island, and eventually landed up here at Portmerion. But he never was one to waste anything, so he salvaged the rigging and the cabins and built the hull out of bricks on the shore here, where it's stood since.
Yeah, very inventive. Let's look round here and let's just look at this dramatic scenery, and it really, really is. Just give us establish where we are precisely.
Well, we are now on the south side of the Deudraeth Peninsula, overlooking the Traeth Bach, or the Little Estuary, The other side is the Traeth Mawr, the big estuary, which was reclaimed by Maddox in 1820 when he built the embankment.
That is Portmerion.
That's right, yes, that's when that was established. And the opposite are the mountains of Merionethshire, Rhinogai and Moel Ysgfarnogod, and Ynys Giftan here, which has recently been filmed as the island of Avalon for some American film.
Really?
Hidden in the cloud over there, there's a sort of round-top mountain which was used by the National Gallery in the war to store all the paintings. They brought them up on lorries from London, and it's full of galleries and was kept there conditioned up until a few years ago.
Really, in the mountain itself?
Inside the mountain. All the old slate workings were used to get in galleries, yes.
Yes, because the slate says Lechwedd.
Llechwedd slate caverns and
yes. By Blaenau.
Oh yes, it's still a big industry up in Blaenau Ffestiniog.
Yes. Oh, that's great. And then the original.
Well, yes, this was Plas Aberiar, and Clough added on the east wing here to give it a bit more accommodation, and added on the curvilinear dining room, and so he changed it around a bit. He also changed the name. Aberiar, which was the original name of this place, means frozen river mouth, which he felt wasn't too appropriate for a holiday resort, so he changed it to Portmerion.
And did he just make that up with Merioneth?
That's right. Merioneth, the old county, and Port being on the sea. Right. And also the influence of Portofino in Italy, which was one of the places that inspired him.
Do you know, I think I'd have really liked your granddad.
Yes, I think you would.
I would have. I really would.